Hi guys, this is Tracy with Inside Pool Magazine. They call me the Diva. Once again, I've been traveling all over the place looking for some of these amazing kids, and it landed me right back into the state of Missouri. What's going on in Missouri anyway? They're building a breed of champions over there. And I got another little plug. Somebody said something about this kid knows Joey Gray, so you got to bring the kid on, right? So next up tonight will be a young gun out of the state of Missouri. His name is Kaden Bach. I'm going to roll his video. You guys, this kid is something else. We're looking at another champion. Way to go, Missouri. Kaden Bach, guys.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame.
Hi guys, how are you? Let me correct myself, ladies and gentlemen. His last name is Herrbach. I can speak on occasion. This is Caden, is his mom. You guys, welcome these two amazing people. How are you guys tonight?
We're good. How are you?
I am in survival mode. We got to keep going forward. I got a lot of emails to go through, and I'm excited. I pulled you guys out of a list of kids. Somebody sent me your name, and they were like, "This kid is amazing. You've got to add him to this list coming out of Missouri." And I was like, if I don't get back over to the state of Missouri, these kids are going to be 32 before So, Caden, what school do you go to?
I go to Grand Valley South Middle School.
Well, they're breeding champions over there. Is that anywhere near St. Louis, Missouri?
No, it's in Kansas City.
Kansas City. Okay, so you guys are kind of being spotted in different directions. It's within that state. I've got people coming out of St. Louis. I've got Kansas City, Springfield. There was a bunch out of the Bernhardt area. They're playing over at Kenny's. Is that how you got involved with a lot of these kids, Caden? Is it Kenny's, or was it just at some of these juniors events you've been going to?
There's a bunch of juniors events, particularly junior nationals.
Okay. Do you guys have a big APA area over there in that particular state that you guys are having a lot more kids coming out of there than most areas?
Yeah, we have a really big one.
Well, you guys are doing a fantastic job, Mom. Are you having any issues with his grades while you're traveling?
Not at all.
Fantastic. Caden, what is your aspirations for when you get out of high school? Do you have any? What is there? Are you planning on continuing your education, or are you planning on making pool your career?
I plan on making my pool a career, and if that doesn't work out, though, I'll go to college.
Okay. Well, that's an honest answer. I appreciate that. Mom, did you have any idea that this kid was going to be play as well as he does? I mean, when did he start this obsession with the pool?
I really had no idea. When he was younger, he would get like a little milk crate and put it up by the pool table and start trying to shoot because he couldn't reach anything. Right. But then when he was about 11 is when it really took off, and he started really excelling and doing really well.
Does you or your husband play?
My husband. I play. I'm not very good. So he definitely gets it from his dad.
Well, I mean, it comes from somewhere. I think usually there's one in the family that plays. For me, it was my grandfather played. Not necessarily my dad or my mom, but my grandfather did. So it became one of those things he would sneak me in when I was a kid with the same little milk crate so I could go around the table. And I think really what he was doing is he liked to play poker in the back. So that entertained me to keep me from going back there being nosy. It was one of those little private clubs. He was a veteran of war, so it was like a American Legion or something like that. It was so many years ago, I can't remember, but I remember the milk crate. Those come in handy when you have short kids.
They do.
Caden, when do you remember you falling in love with the game? Do you just always remember being fascinated with it, or do you remember how old you were when you started just becoming more passionate about it than just hitting balls around?
I just started picking up a stick and then I like used it as a bat, and then my dad used to just tell me that's not the way to use it, and then I just started.
At least you had somebody there to tell you what was right and what was wrong instead of slapping them across the table. Oh my goodness. I do have some other questions for you. I was kind of jumping around on you to catch you off guard. What is your hometown currently?
It's Green Valley, Missouri.
Okay. Out of Missouri. Do you guys have a home pool room that you play out of right now, Caden?
Blue Springs Side Pockets.
So we appreciate you guys, Side Pockets. Fantastic. Breeding little champions over there. I'll have to get out that way. I guess I'm going to have to take a month off and just tour the entire state of Missouri. You guys are hiding from me.
We'd love to have you.
Joey is like, yeah, I know that one. I was like, if you've got the list of kids, why am I struggling? He's heading to Florida now. I was like, my goodness, that man is busy. And Caden, out of curiosity, I'm sure some of our fans are curious. What is your Fargo rating?
My Fargo rating, I think, is 402.
That's pretty good at 15. You're 14. Did you just turn 14?
No, I turned 14 last August.
Okay, so you're coming up on a birthday.
Yeah.
How are your how many tournaments do you hit a month?
A month, probably 4 to 6, maybe.
I have somebody wants to talk to you, sir. Can you see the screen? I can read it to you.
Not
Old School says, Caden, I'll keep an eye out for you. Try to keep up with how you're playing and progressing. You already got the fever, so I had it too. It's been a lot of fun. All you can do is have fun. Have fun with him, Mom. I don't know if you guys know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
We appreciate it, Old School. Anything to pump these kids up. Anything. We appreciate it. Okay, let's see. So you said you hit about how many a month? Because I was peeking over here.
I play about 4 to 6 tournaments.
So you have local tournaments you're able to play in right now?
Yeah.
Not necessarily the big ones. How many of those large tournaments have you played in?
Not really many. The biggest tournament I probably played in was Junior National.
Well, that's a big deal. How did you place in that one?
The last time I went, I got 13.
That's pretty good, kid. That's a lot of kids in that. How many kids were in it that year? Do you remember?
I think like 226.
I can't believe they can find that many kids. That's a lot of kids.
There's a lot of kids there.
It's like summer camp for pool players.
Basically, yeah.
Who has been your biggest motivator or support system in progressing?
My biggest motivator and support system has definitely been my parents, along with Joey Gray, my sponsors, Taylor and Cody Cash for DK Custom Shoes, Bill Fickle for Blue Springs Side Pockets, and Linda Brown for Stay Humble Hustle Hard. Along with,
I hear a lot of stuff about Miss Melinda. She is the mom of the bunch, right?
Yeah.
Melinda. Yeah. I hear she does a lot for you guys. I'm going to have to meet this infamous Belinda. Maybe we can drag her on the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do. Do you have a favorite professional player or a player that you admire for their talent or their struggles throughout pool?
I don't really have a particular professional pool player. I have a lot. I like Alex Paggy Lyon for his cue ball control. Justin Bergman when he focuses, or like Chip Compton for pocket game. All of them.
Well, that's a nice list. I mean, you've listed some very, very nice individuals there, and there's some world champions going on there. The problem is they just don't have a title, some of them, but these guys that's some beast. And I've met all of those people that you have mentioned, and there is a lot you can learn from each one of them. So fantastic answer. Instead of picking one, you pick several. Good answer. How has your grades been? Are you having any problems at some of these tournaments? You know, with the younger kids, you have the issue of those very long days. And, you know, the younger kids get cranky because they need that structure, you know, that they're given at a young age. Have you felt any of the long grind pressure from any of these bigger tournaments, Caden?
Not really. I think my grades are really.
Okay, so the grades and the whole attitude kind of work hand in hand. Mom, have you noticed, you know, along with his grades being fantastic, have you noticed any struggles with him physically or emotionally during any of these long tournaments?
No, I mean, typical teenage attitude once in a while, but nothing because of pool.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. That's good. You know, that maturity when you start early on, you know, because I've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of different people regarding, you know, certain kids' attitudes. And what people don't understand is at 10 years old, there's a difference between 10 and 14. He's been growing throughout this whole time to get to where he's at. You know, the difference, have you noticed the difference in his attitude from when he was 11 versus 14 in pool in general?
Yes. I mean, he used to get really, really frustrated, and I mean, he would get pretty upset. Joey has taught him you have 10 seconds, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And after that, you need to focus again. And right. he's working on that. He's getting better at when he gets upset with himself. Take my 10 seconds, and then get back on the table and really focus.
Right. Have you noticed, Caden, that when you have that emotional attitude, that it affects your play? Have you noticed that at all?
Yeah, it affects. If I'm getting like kind of mad at myself or in my head, it affects it a lot. Like, normally, I just like go sit by myself and just.
Great, fantastic. I love that answer. It sounds like you know, I've been recommending some of these kids to, if Joey's in town, to make sure they meet his clinics. He has a lot of good advice, and it's great to hear some of that feedback, you know, that he's out here really doing a great, you know, he's doing a great job. I always knew he could, but, you know, to hear it from a kid that he's actually helped, that's inspiring. You know, he's doing great things, and it's fantastic to hear that. Let's see. I know we have some more questions. Do you currently have a practice regime that you do during the week, or maybe not necessarily during the week, but before tournaments? If you know that you're going to one of these junior nationals events, do you practice a lot heavier versus just normal time?
Normal, if practice regime during the week is really Mighty X, one of the big ones that Billy taught me how to do.
Okay, could you explain that by getting on the table? Because some of these kids don't know what that means.
Yeah.
Okay, so when we break for Caden I'm going to run Caden's feed for his run out video, and then he's going to get on the table and he's going to show you guys a little bit of what Billy showed him. So you guys stay tuned. You got to stay to the end so he can walk, he can show you what he's learned. So you do the Mighty X. Go ahead and finish that for me, sir.
Yeah, I do the Mighty X kill shots that Billy teaches me a lot of. and also just running all the time.
Do you do it? Is this something you practice every day, or is it just right before your big tournaments?
I practice the Mighty X pretty much.
Okay, cool. Fantastic answer. If we could fast forward 10 years, where do you see yourself, Caden?
I see myself winning the Moscone Cup and standing on the table.
Standing on the table. So you're wanting to pull a Shane.
Yeah.
or I think Jason Shaw had the best one year, but Shane, when he finally got that one, it was. I look forward to seeing you stand on that table, sir. Absolutely. I'd be like, I knew that kid, and nobody knew that kid. Do you feel the junior players are getting the support that they need, or do you think we could do more for you guys?
Yes and no. Really, there's not like many big humongous tournaments as in other places in the most part, but yeah, sometimes yes.
Mom, do you guys have issues trying to find him somewhere to play?
We do. The people he's around, like the other older pool players, everybody's very encouraging. So I think that's part of his yes. There's not a whole lot for as far as like kid tournaments for them.
Right.
So he plays in a lot of adult tournaments, which is good. But basically, the only kid tournament he plays in is when they go to nationals.
Right.
And that's
so we definitely need more. I mean, do you feel like he's learning a lot playing with the adults? I'm not saying that these kids aren't learning what they need to learn from the adults. I just feel like because of their age, they don't have that sense of what Joey's teaching him. Take 10 seconds, walk away from the table, breathe, and that's it. Let it go. They don't learn those things until they do get older. They have to mature into that. So for me, I feel like if they're playing with their own peers, that can be taught within the facility itself, with the parents' encouragement, with them being around the adults. When you get involved, it starts ruffling feathers because that's your child a grown person's talking to. Yeah. And that's where the problems start. And the kids aren't learning anything. They're learning it's okay to argue with the adults, Right. So that's a personal thing for me. We're doing what we can, to try to get the word out there. It's like some of you pool rooms have the ability to open these places up and have at least once a week a juniors tournament. You could have it on your slowest day of the week. There's no excuses. You just have to figure out how to get it done. So we're doing what we can. So this hopefully helps. And I thank you both for doing this for me. And, hopefully you guys can find a sponsor out there that's willing to pick him up and help you guys out with expenses or an extra cue or something for him to play with. I do have some more questions. What advice would you give to a kid, say he was 6 years old and he brought you this cue and he saw you on this video and he thinks you are famous? He brings this cue and he said, my dad bought this for me, but I don't know how to use it. Do you have any advice other than showing him how to use it for a 6-year-old wanting to get into the game?
The best advice I'd probably give him is to always stay humble but hustle.
Good one. Because that's going to happen. You're going to have a little kid that comes up to you. I had a little kid. That's how this got started. I had a little kid put his cue together in front of me, and I'm like, that has to be the most adorable thing I've ever seen. And the man that he was playing looked like Goliath compared to him because he was so tiny. But he got up there and he played his best game that ever. And he said, I was so nervous because you were watching. I said, you didn't know who I was. He said, you had a camera, though. So, you guys, it's really brave of you guys to get up there with the adults, because I'm a mom, and I know that I would want my kids to do their best, and it's hard for us to see you guys get out there with those adults. So don't think that mom and dad don't see how brave you are. They do. I promise you. Sometimes it takes a stranger to tell your kids what they should see already. But that's fantastic. Okay, that was a fantastic comment. If you could speak to someone with unlimited funds, say we had a Donald Trump that said, you know what, I'm going to give you guys a X amount of money to put on your best tournament for these kids. Could you tell me what you would like to see us put on, Caden?
Really, the most biggest thing is give money to traveling around the country or whatever, because it's not gonna cost a bunch of money to go have money to
Right. So maybe have a, I mentioned maybe we could get pool in schools where you have sponsors that actually pay for them to go overseas, and compete in some of these bigger tournaments to play against some of the best. I had another little child that said, well, sometimes I just get bored, if they're playing the same people over and over again. Do you find that feeling the same, Caden, that you kind of get bored if you're playing the same people over and over and over again?
Yes, and kind of know because it's kind of fun playing them because you know them. It's always time, but also
it's kind of a double-edged sword when I ask these questions, isn't it? My feeling is, I think the different areas, if we had tournaments at least in every county for these kids, maybe every 6 months you're having to go to maybe a different county within the state, it would help them get to meet other kids that play, but also give them that competition that they need, especially with boys. I'm seeing it a lot more in the girls, the striving to compete. The pool players are a different breed. And you're raising a future champion, Mom. How does that feel?
Well, it feels good, but it's stressful too.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. My children have always been not necessarily very athletic, but in other areas they're competitive. So I never have to worry. I never had to worry about getting them out and having to deal with the other parents, because all of their skills are very much like my own, writing skills, and my kids are very deep into computers. Caden, do you have other hobbies that you do? Like my children, always played a lot of video games. They were very computer they were into it. Do you have anything that you love to do besides pool?
I love to play baseball and
Baseball, like basketball, your normal stuff?
yeah.
Any soccer in there?
No, I don't. I suck in soccer.
All that running. Mom was like, I never could get you to play soccer. And I said, because I'd rather play pool. It's the lazy man sport.
He played soccer when he was like 4.
Right. When they had a lot. He's so old now, Mom, at 14.
Yeah.
But I completely get it. Do you play chess or any games like that? Those thinking games?
I can play chess. I might not win in chess, but I can play it.
Well, at least you get yourself out there. I'm going to run a video for you guys. This is Caden running balls on a table, but he's going to get out there and show us a little bit of some of these practice shots that he does. And Caden, get ready, because I'm going to ask you what your favorite shot is and what's your worst shot to have to make. I'm going to run this promo video while you're setting up in the background, okay?
Okay.
All right. This is Caden.
So
Oh, you're all right, buddy.
Well, that was awesome. That was a nice little run out there. Okay, so you explain to us when you get ready after you set up what you're doing so that the fans know what's going on.
You want the kill shots first?
Sure. So you just, what you're going to do is just talk us
Okay.
through it. Just tell us what you're going to do, and we're going to sit back here and watch. It's your show. You go ahead.
Okay. This is probably my favorite shot on the pool table. This pool shot is so when there's a ball here and you have like a really tight angle, here is so this is a tight angle. What I really like is putting low left on the ball and coming here and it bounces like that, and it's just a really cool shot.
Very nice.
Probably my worst shot to do is probably banking. I hate banking with a pass.
So show us the shot that is the one that you're like, oh, I can't believe I have to do this shot. But you do make it, right?
Most of the time. Probably that the long big shot. Probably.
Right. You nailed that one, kiddo. Good shot. You nailed that one.
Yeah.
So when you're doing drills, do you have a particular pattern, or do you just throw them out there? Show us what a half of, don't put the whole thing out there, but show us just a couple of the shots that you were talking about earlier. Like when you're at the end of your run out for your drill.
End of the run out?
Yeah, the end of your run out on your drill, like your last 3 shots of your drill.
Oh, the last 3 shots on my drill is probably here and there is where I try to come back to the middle of the table with low left and try to keep it there for every shot. It's probably the last 3, I think. Just
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, I won't keep you guys out too late, but I thank you guys so much, and thank your parents for me. I appreciate you guys allowing him to come and do this for us. It's been fantastic getting to know you guys. Do you have any sponsors or any grandparents that would like their name said on the show? Because I know you probably have some grandparents just loving this right now.
the sponsors I would like to say is Bill Fickle from Blue String Side Pockets, Melinda Brown with Stay Humble Hustle Hard clothing, and also a really good sponsor, Cody and Taylor Cash with PK Custom Cubes.
Thank you so much. Mom, do you have any relatives that would like their name said on the live stream?
Well, I think probably his papa and Nana, Tim and Jeannie Rice.
All right, Papa and Nana, we appreciate you making sure this little kid came into the world. We appreciate your time, Caden, and I will make sure that I'm paying attention to what's going on with you. You guys make sure you tag me when he goes to these events, because I would love to see it on that Moscone Cup. I look forward to it. All right, Caden, don't forget, make sure you guys, if you're watching tonight, make sure you tell your friends that this kid's in the running for a surprise from Team Purebred. That's this month and next month's sponsor. And the only way he's going to be able to get in the running is with views. So as long as you're sharing it, this kid's in the running. So make sure you're sharing his videos. Well, thank you guys so much. I'm going to pull you out and I'm going to talk a little bit and close my show out. So you guys keep hitting them hard and we'll see you soon. Okay, Caden?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
That was Kaden Herrbach, guys. This kid is going to be one amazing shot one of these days. He is well on his way with a Fargo rating of 410. It doesn't get any better than that at 14. We have kids out there that are 6 years old all the way up to 17 years old with big dreams. And that's the reason why I'm here, is to make sure those big dreams come true. So if you're a sponsor that are watching me tonight, contact any of these kids. If you can't get in touch with them, you call me. I'll make sure you get in touch with them. Anyway, it's been a great night, and thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure if you're needing a car rental, Enterprise Car Rentals has hooked up with Inside Pool Magazine to give you guys a discount on a car rental. So if you're ever needing one, check out the link provided at the end of our podcast in the little description box. It'll show you how to get that discount, and they'll let me know that you guys are getting them. So that way we're sure that you're getting those discounts. Also, Team Purebred, thank you so much for sponsoring us for the next 2 months. I can't wait to see what one of these kids does with these podcasts. So make sure you guys are sharing. Well, this is the Diva. She's going to sign out for tonight, and we'll see you next time with the next kid, the next junior with big dreams to get on that Moscone Cup team. Thank you guys, and have a great night. This is Caden's video one more time.
Never break, always fight, never quit, do it right, play the game, win it life, have no shame.